I'm Cheryl Camp, and I wanted to share a few of my favorite crafts that are the very cheapest and the easiest to make. And through the years, I've just come up with a few of these on my own. I know most of us have done this type of a thing before, maybe in elementary school, where you put rubber bands on a shoebox. What I've always gotten free and cheaply is I'll go to Walmart to the light bulb section and I'll see if they have any leftovers of these that are just sitting there, and I'll ask if they have one that I can have. Usually they say, yeah, please take all of them or clean it out. So this is a whole lot easier to store for children, and I just get maybe all of the purple one year. I've gotten that. This year I got all of the oranges and saved them in a big drawer upstairs. Until one summer day, either my husband or I will get out in the garage on a big tarp and we'll spray these down with just some metallic finished gold, and it makes them look beautiful like a heart. And that way parents are not storing those great big shoe boxes that we used to make long ago that we put the rubber bands around. Do you remember ever making that when you were little?
Mm-hmm.
I did, and I know that parents these days are minimalist. They don't really want a junk drawer in their children's room, especially not with a great big shoebox. So this is what I've come up with. It's just a lot shallower, and it's better for the children's hands. I was surprised how quickly this dried, and I could turn it over and spray the back. It was surprising to me when I went out there. It was less than an hour and it was dry, and I sprayed the back. Of course, I did it in the yard and it rained, so I had to drag it all in. But other than that, it was pretty easy. We keep these rubber bands at our office. I like the blues and the purples. I think they're pretty, the pinks. But these are smaller and they're cheaper, so I'm gonna use these tonight. They are the red, white, and blue that you just get at Walmart. So I give the children each several of these. I let them do it where they pull the rubber band around the box like that. They stick it in the little groove, and then we play the harp with David. I've put musical stickers on here before if I happen to have some, but without that it works just as well. Don't you think, David?
Mm-hmm.
One time I found a picture of a sheep and we were talking about the 23rd Psalm. So I put that on one year. I think I only did that once. But my granddaughter mentioned it yesterday while I was spraying these. She saw them and she said, oh yeah, I remember when we made the little harp with the sheep inside. So even if you have sheep stickers, you can do that, and they'll always remember this gold harp. I think it's pretty. And the different tones of the different size rubber bands and however tightly you pull them. Almost different tones. Okay, I love that craft. I don't think I invented it, but I do like the take we have on it. Pretty cheap. All right, so here's another fall craft that we tend to do every year. And I'm not always prepared. I haven't always gone to Hancock's or anything. Sometimes I skip it. But if I had the money and I had my 40% off coupon at Hobby Lobby, like I did this past week, I am prepared. And if I see this fabric, and you'll see it and you'll know what it's for, I'll get all of it. I got almost the whole roll. I just said whatever's left I will take. And you can already guess that this is for Joseph Coats for the whole class. I usually have a pretty big class, but I did not come up with this idea. This idea was my husband's, and I just did a really easy form of it. You want to tell them about your teacher, David?
First grade, 6 years old, and our teacher made us little Joseph Coats and had them hanging right inside the door. And every class period we would come in and all put on our Joseph Coats and would kind of signify the beginning that class would start.
Did you keep them there the whole year?
Yes.
Okay, so we have a lot of visitors, and we have many reasons now that I probably wouldn't want to leave them at the classroom, just because we share the room with another Carpenter's Kids class. But I want you to see how easy this is. I didn't even measure it, and I'm not going to sew. What I'm going to do is just cut some kind of a hole right here, and it always works. It doesn't matter how wide the gap is, their little heads are going to fit through it. They're going to love this. I might go so far, usually I'll go so far as to taking that little white strip off the bottom, but let me show you why I do that. Let me get it just right on the bottom. I'm going to cut this. You may have to put this in fast motion, David. Okay. Is it still videoing? Okay. That doesn't take long at all, and it makes for a sweeter look too. So this will fit around them. Now, 3 and 4-year-olds don't necessarily love to put on costumes. So I usually cut a tiny one for the Bible Bear. We have a stuffed brown bear in class, and I have him dress in it first, and they all want to dress in it. Also, I don't buy a belt for it, I don't stitch it, but sometimes I'll cut all the way down the side and I can get a full belt. I can get one off of this side and one off of this side and tie them up, and they look so cute. I'll try to find a picture of maybe a class that had these on. I never ever have the same kind of fabric, but boy, when I find something this bright and I have my 40% off coupon, either I'll get it, or sometimes my mom will get things. She'll say, what do you need? And I can actually count on her to help kind of supply class with my baby Jesuses and things like that through the years. Okay, that's number 2, and then number 3 is next. Okay, so for number 3, in the fall, when these are on sale, I get a bunch of these. I'll get the whole box of them. They store very easily when you open them up and stack them, so if you don't have very many that class period, they're not going to take up a lot of space by stacking them like this. My sister and I both make these. I'm not sure if I thought of it. I'm not sure if I saw it, but if you want to use any of these ideas, please feel free. When I came along, there were not Pinterest boards and things with lots of ideas, so I definitely want to share this. Okay, so this is on sale for 69 cents at Walmart right now. I'm just going to show you one that I've already done. It's two-toned. This is the sky, and this is the water. It's not really a great color of green, but they don't care as long as they all match. So this is what I went with for the last several years. And I come in, doesn't take me long at all. I can usually do it right before class. I cut out something like this by setting the box down on the bottom. Can you see me do this? Is that showing? And you just loosely cut an inch or 2 here. I'm just guessing at it. And then set the box down for a guide for this. It's better to go a little small than too big, and I might have made this too big. Well, look, it works. Just mash it in there, it'll work. But basically you can peel the sticky off of most of this craft felt that you get today. I know you can get this at Hobby Lobby. And then I would do the very same thing, make a pattern for the sky. And I love this. I found this at Hobby Lobby. You see the little stars on the sky? So if I'm cutting one, I go ahead and cut a lot using this pattern either for the bottom or the top. I might trim it up just a tiny bit, maybe right there, but it's not necessary. I'm not a type A person, as you can tell. All right, so let me just go ahead and cut this one. I'm gonna show you. Be kind of loud about it, but maybe you can put. All right. I'm using this because I had it. That spilled it under. And you see how this is the type I would get, so you can peel the back off. You know, like a sticker. And you can stick it down. This is my sky. Goodness. Okay, we might have to edit that out. There's my bumpy sky. I think it's okay. And here's my grass. All right. And basically you can do about 12 of these in no time. And then I would save the rest for the children. So on day 1, I might pass out stars for the sky. I've had sun, moon, and stars, light, darkness, all of that up here before. I'm just bringing this here tonight. It's the one thing I did find at Walmart today. And when God made grass and flowers and trees, you can put that on the grass. If you have any leftover of the blue and want to make a little pond here, I've done that, and we might have put a fish there. And you get it all down to where this is your creation box. And I even put a tag on the top that says, just a label that says creation. So when parents see this in their car and they realize, oh, it's a special thing inside, they'll keep it and the children can play with it for a while. If you don't have funds to make these and you just want to make one for yourself as a demonstration, I surely did that for a long time before I ever made them in bulk. But if you're like me and you are teaching a lot of students, you can always go this route. Hobby Lobby has bulk stars that are beautiful. Children don't care if they're not silver or white. And then I bought this bulk on Amazon to make sure that we have the sticky background. And that's why I'm going with the light. It's not my favorite color, but you can get green and blue. This could be the blue sky. This can be the grass. I'm going to be doing this obviously for a long time. So I'm thinking ahead. Okay, so once you have their stars back up in the sky here, and I let them do this. It's awfully tricky the first day or two when they're in the class. They can't really use their fingers. They haven't got those pincher skills that they need. So you may have to help them. You may have to say, well, why don't you try to do one? I'll do one and see if you can do one. Don't make them feel like they have to do all of them because they may not be able to. Stick one in the sky like that and see how pretty it looks. And then they may want to try another one. And I've found sun, moon, and stars and things like that at Hobby Lobby years in the past. I just didn't buy them this time. And when God made grass and flowers and trees, that surely is good grass, I think. You may use that. Or you could just let them put down one of the flowers. Okay, I might do this all in one class period, so it could take up most of the class doing this, which is the goal. And I think I got that at Walmart, but they have them at Hobby Lobby too, and they have it at the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Trees are just like you might imagine, just smaller. Okay, so that's my little tree for this. It's perfect. And let them go around and pick their favorite animal. I never give them more than 1 or 2 animals, but that's a big one and it'll fit in there. Tell them about each one so they can really want to choose it. Have them raise their hand if they like lions, and somebody will always raise their hand for each one of these. So when they go home, they have the flowers, the trees, the creation in their little box, and they're really proud of it. They like to sit and play with it for a long time. And I've heard the parents say that they've kept this longer than just about anything I've done with them, even though it's not something they can scrapbook. I do think it's valuable and they do keep up with it. Okay, so those are my top 3 to 4-year-old preschool crafts that really, I guess, are our signature. Would you say that, David? They don't take long, but they do take a little bit of foresight just to keep those supplies in your head. If you happen to be at Hobby Lobby in July and you see the material, get it. That's my goal. Okay, we're not experts, but we surely do love teaching, and if you choose to teach, there's a verse in the Bible about blessed are the feet of those that share the gospel. Something like that. I need to look that up. But it is so rewarding, and you'll have a few days in there that you just feel like, oh, it's not starting all over again, and you get everything back out and you think, I don't know if I can do this again. And even going back into creation, our first lesson, I'll teach Genesis 1:1, and sometimes I'll think it's just tiring. So if you ever get a substitute like I have a wonderful substitute. She teaches at least once every few months and is sitting there ready to go. It is nice if you have anyone that's going to volunteer for even 3 or 4 lessons a year. I know one girl that said that she just prepares the seasons, like God made summer, God made winter, that type of thing, so that she doesn't have to look up the class schedule. She just keeps a little flannel board of that kind of thing ready to go. So if you happen to be a college student and you happen to love children, you might consider just filling in for some of us occasionally. It would surely be nice. We need a support team, a backup group. All of us could use a break, even though we do love it. All right, thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Show me what you have. What is that? What does it say? What do you have, Corey? Yay! Hunter, let me see your monkey. Abigail, did you put your box away already? Grant, what is your favorite animal? A what? Monkey. Luke, let me see your box. Yay, it's on your